Just all fair.
It's okay, I'm still gonna drink them.
Hi everyone, we are
we have
live.
Terrence.
Thank you for joining us. I am Pease Delariz. I'm joined in studio with the GM Calethris. We are not our usual home of Uncle Mike Studios. Instead, we are in some subterranean layer, being held captive, being forced to do this press conference. But it's going to be awesome anyway because press conference is a lot of fun. GM, how are you?
I'm very well. Studio in the loosest sense of the word, right?
Studio in that we have microphones, even if they are attached to our faces and ears. GM, how was your week?
My week has been okay. It's all been really leading up to this.
Not even the
press
finals, just the
conference,
press
the
conference.
finals. Well, this comes
Okay.
first on the calendar.
Yes, chronologically you are correct. That being said, I think we have an interesting matchup here. These are two teams I've been high on all season. You've been high on one of them. So let's discuss sort of one at a time, and then we'll talk to some of the players on each team. For those just tuning in, we are joined by JC Binet and Jeff Moscato of Meta Mayhem. Jeff Binet, of course, is of Les Badets. I think if Terrence Adams learns how technology works, he may join us as well. In the meantime, however, Jeff will do a good job of filling in. I want to talk about the teams before we get into the podcast, the interviews, and then finally our picks heading into the final game. GM.
Yes.
Les Badets are a team that we both like going in. What was interesting was I felt like a lot of the media members really liked Les Badets, whereas a lot of players in Division 3 just didn't know who they were and sort of disrespected them in a sense. Did you feel that was the case?
Easy to, I guess as a media member or otherwise, attach yourself to a team like this
Because of the fact that you see they're a high caliber defense. They shift really well. They disguise their coverage. They're all very, very football aware. They have a great receiving core. And having added a top-tier quarterback, a big name.
Yo, what's up? I'm here.
Plays on CLR forces as well. Dominated the Terrebonne League. Just a huge asset to this team right now.
Absolutely. And another big pickup, in my opinion, was Guillaume Paquette coming into the season, really giving him some familiarity and sort of the CLR forces
Going
connection.
from relatively unknown to, if not a household name in Division 3, should be a household name in Division 3. 20 touchdowns in the regular season, absolutely unstoppable, despite the fact that no one really knew who he is.
And there's about him as we get into the interview section. But until then, we saw Les Badets beating Bearskins after having lost them in the season. This was sort of something that I had predicted going into the game. I'm pretty sure you had predicted that as well. What do you think it was that gave Les Badets the edge the second time around?
I think the difference between the two, we mentioned it, that Bearskins will only be as good as their leadership, and if any wheels would fall off for the Bearskins, it would be at the quarterback position. We saw a relatively good outing from Neil Ettinson, but just having Fred Dupuis being able to dissect that defense that he saw already once, knowing what worked for him in the past, knowing where he struggled, and really just took advantage of that game. And Buddies took things early on and didn't let up.
I agree. And on the other hand, we have Meta Mayhem. Meta Mayhem is a team I like coming in. I think I placed them just outside my top 10 in the preseason rank.
Well,
and
that counts for everyone, right?
They count, absolutely. But early on, I really liked. At first, it was said, well, there's just something missing. But then, as I started to look at each individual player and said, well, no, actually, they have all the pieces, and they seem to have some level of cohesion, as we saw from Week 5 on. Your questions have always been about Alex Holloway. What does he have to do to finally convince you that he's ready to be a top-tier quarterback in this league?
This is a nightmarish matchup for him, but in and of itself, this would be absolute and definitive proof. Going toe-to-toe with a top-tier quarterback like Fred Dupuis, facing off against an elite defense like Buddies, especially for Division 3. They're a fantastic defense. They're even a Division 2 caliber defense playing in Division 3. They've made the best of what they have. They played well together. And it's going to be up to Alex to go perfect in this game.
Who do you think in the VPC game, for example, who do you think that the key player was? And do you think it'll be the same for the final match ahead?
Not because he's listening,
because it does have a lot to do with it, but having a good rusher really limiting Robbie Robinson's options early and really having him second guess and have to worry about the rusher rather than being able to find the open receivers, make his no-look plays, having his attention diverted from that to constantly having to worry about a rusher. Terrence Adams was absolutely... I don't even have headphones in and I heard that. It begins.
It's so beginning. Go ahead, Jim. Continue that thought.
I think right there,
when you take away an elite quarterback like Robbie Robinson, the depth of Meta Mayhem showed a little bit more compared to VPC, whereas VPC was a team more of individuals, whereas as a unit, Meta Mayhem was a sum of their parts and were very, very strong on what they did.
That's fair.
I do not, if you want to step over here and talk with me.
Eagle, am I being recorded?
Yeah. Recorded.
Wait, I look muted.
JC muting everybody over here.
Alright, well, I hope this works, otherwise I'm talking for nothing. Jim, I was just going to say that people have heard our voices for 10 weeks, as much as 13 weeks at this point. As
much as you love hearing your own voice?
As much as I love hearing my own voice, as has been said in this podcast many times, I love me some me. Let's hear from some of the characters in this game as Eagle of Master Control struggles to find out what's going on. I'm pretty sure that was picked up in Jim's mic anyway.
I will recap it just in case.
Yeah, so said something about me liking myself, and now we're going to talk to people. GC, how's it going, buddy?
I'm good. How are you, Peace?
Not bad, not bad. I've been a fan of the Buddies throughout the seasons, as you know, of course. What is it that gives you guys the edge and has given the edge all season long?
I think just the fact that it's our fifth season together, and I think we have a really good quarterback this year in Frédéric Dupuis. The other years, Leon, he was good also. But Fred has a lot of experience in flag. I think he's played flag football for like 15 years, so he knows everything there's to know about flag football, and he's taught out a lot so far.
How did this connection with Fred come to be?
We know him since a long time, I guess, with the tournament, the CLR tournament.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see.
And it just seemed like the right acquisition to make, right?
I can't hear you guys. I hear everything at the same time. There's a lot of echo.
Awesome.
I think I muted you, please.
Is that better?
You bastard.
I would.
I'm getting ruined. I'm like, just not happy about it. Whatever. Who's he talking about?
Peasy. I can't hear Peasy.
Do you hear me now? Nope. Apparently he doesn't.
Okay, that's fine.
Alright, I hear you in the background, but not a lot.
Okay, I'll try to speak really loud then.
Good.
God no. God no.
Jeff, I was there at the Mayhem game as you guys won 54-53. It was tied late. It was an absolutely epic game. Did you have any moments of hesitation? Did you have any doubts that you guys would get the win when you head into overtime?
Mayhem.
Well. First of all, this is why we do a face-to-face press conference. This is ridiculous.
This is actually pretty terrible.
No, we had absolutely no doubts. I mean, we were winning for most of that game. And when you have a guy like Alex, manning the offense, there's definitely not really any doubts. I mean, top to bottom, we trust in each other. We know everyone's got each other's back. So I mean, never a doubt on Sunday against VPC. And honestly, if we get into a shootout, or if we have to play a defensive game on Saturday, we'll be all right as well.
There's been mention in the past of the fact that I'm not a big fan of Meta Mayhem. Whether it's true or not, which remains to be seen, Did this take his motivation, and should I be the one to thank for driving you guys to this victory and making it to the finals?
Well, not to hurt your egos, guys, but I haven't listened to you all season, so it doesn't really play a part for me at least. Yeah. But I know we're at least getting some love from Pease. I know he has a little love fest going on with Alex, so that's good. We'll take the press where we could get it. But yeah, honestly, we don't really pay attention to that stuff, so it's not a big deal to us.
That's fair. Alex Holloway is a beautiful man. Terrence, what do you have in store for Fred Dupuis, who's been an excellent quarterback all season, makes a lot of quick reads, gets the ball out quick? How do you think you're going to be able to disrupt him in this game?
I've been doing my scouting report, and I heard that Mr. Fred Dupuis played at Vieux-Montréal. I've been speaking with his head coaches. I saw him today at Tim Hortons, and, I heard he had a pretty bad walk in 2004, so I'm all about that throwback. Just like 69. So let's throw it back to 2004 on Saturday Night Lights in Brossard. I don't think they did so well.
That's a good point, of course.
Bulldogs!
JC, we've had the buddies make the finals twice already, only to fall short. What adjustments will you make heading into this time around to make sure that you guys take home the championship? I seem to be on mute again.
Can I talk again or no?
JC.
Speaking to me again. Now I hear you. It's good.
Excellent. I wanted to know, with the buddies having made the finals twice and having lost both times, what will be different this time around? What will secure the buddies' win?
Okay, so the last two finals we made, I think the guys were all nervous, and now we're playing a lot more loose this year, and we're having a lot more fun. So it's just we have to play it like it's any other game, I think.
Have the buddies as a whole figured out what matchups you want to exploit? What key points to going into this game? How well do you know MetaMake? Have you seen them play? Are you ready for them? Or are you just going to go into the game and play the game as usual?
Well, it's a game. Well, to me, it's a game like any other. We've seen them play against VPC last week, but to me, that was an unusual game with the score the way it was and their quarterback throwing for 300 yards. I don't know that that's going to happen against us. As far as the matchups go, we don't know them well enough to start making matchups. We're just going to play our...
Terrence, you look visibly displeased. What is your counter to that?
I'm just letting you know that if you don't do the scouting report on the teams you're facing, that's on you. As I've been doing my scouting report, it's up to these guys to do theirs, But everyone plays their game on Saturday night. That's all I got to say.
What I find interesting is there's a lot of characters in this game that aren't necessarily of the 3 fame. One guy that I've liked that isn't necessarily a household name is Thomas Zorko. Jeff, other than the fact that he looks like he might be Alex Holloway's illegitimate son, what can you say that he brings to your team?
Well, Zorko's the ultimate team guy. Zorko's is fantastic. He'll line up anywhere you ask. He'll play any position. He'll rush if we ask him to.
I've heard you guys need that.
He's an awesome dude. And Zorko's an old friend. We played together back in the day with the Maximum Carnage franchise. So I mean, he's an old friend. I'd love to, if I were to build a team, Zorko's always included. He's definitely an X factor for us, especially on Saturday.
Terrence, why are you guys going to win this game?
We've been game planning for this game since the whole season. It's not my first time in the championship. I know what that's about, and I'm not here to get embarrassed, so that's why we're going to win this game. I believe in my team. I believe in everyone behind me. We're going to do what we have to do on Saturday night. That's it.
And GC, on our side, why are buddies going to be holding the championship at the end of the night?
Like I said earlier, we're just going to play our game, and I don't think... honestly, I respect Metamayem as a team a lot. The guys there, they're good guys. But I think if we don't beat ourselves, we'll win this game for sure.
I think so as well. I want to ask about one player in particular, Jason Charbonneau. He's missed a couple of games due to injury. Will he be here for this game?
He's going to suit up for the warm-up, and then we'll go from there. But I don't know. Honestly, I haven't talked to him this week about this. But if he plays, we'll be good. And if he doesn't play, we'll still be good. He's a
Makes
heck of a
sense.
player. He's a heck of
Metal
a player.
Mayhem have clearly done their scouting with the question of who.
Bro, all
Men Mayhem guys, you can answer in any order.
about that Madden life.
You can Men Mayhem. You can answer in any order that you'd like. But who do you think will win the player of the game if you guys win the championship on Saturday?
Oh man, that's a toss-up. That's a toss-up between James Mini Gronk Nowakowski or sweet Danny Love D'Amour. So I mean, those two guys are dynamite, and they're gonna have a big game for us on Saturday.
Jeremy
That's
Anderson.
definitely
Jeremy Anderson all day.
Jeremy Anderson, Terrence Adams. You know, man, if you could get a group MVP, man, this would be the team to give it to. But yeah, man, we got guys at every position who could hurt you, and Terrence is obviously is definitely one part of those guys. So I mean, whoever it's going to be, man, someone's going to have a big game. You know, it's going to be someone. But you know, we're stacked across the board, so we're not too worried about that.
And JC, on the other side, who's the player on Meta Mayhem that buddies are going to exploit?
I can't say that. Honestly, I don't know. Like I said, I haven't done the scouting report. Usually, it's Marc-Antoine Bellini. He does the scouting report on the morning of game days. So I can't answer this question right now. But they're all good. They're all good players. So I don't know that there's one in particular that we can exploit.
So you're saying they're all exploitable?
We're gonna exploit all of them. Yeah.
I respect
JC.
it. The buddies are a good team too.
JC, we talked a little bit before about Guillaume Paquette. What has he added to your offense this season?
No, he's added everything, man. This guy, he's our lightning rod. If you can see, our only losses came when he was not there. So I don't know if that's a coincidence.
That's fair. And who's the guy on your team, JC, that we're not talking about? Who have we ignored who deserves some press?
I think it's our rusher, Eric Vigneault, because in every article or in the podcast, you guys say that we don't have a stable situation at rusher. But this guy he's been everything to us in the playoffs. He's been putting pressure on quarterbacks and making their lives hard. So I think it's going to be the same thing in this weekend's game.
So I'm not sure who's more likely to trash talk, Terrence or Jeff. Between you both, Meta Mayhem. Who are you guys looking
But I think Terrence is on a roll, so I think that's Terrence.
If you guys can just pass me the mic. Oh, here it is. That's cool. Honestly, I love big games. I'm all about that. But this isn't an individual thing, it's a team thing, right? So when it comes to the trash talking thing, I know we got a dirty defense. They put up 54 on us, 53 last week, whatever it is. But when we're on the field, we play as one unit and one team. And if you want to beat down on us, it's not going to be easy. So you got 7 guys to line up against the B. And every guy back there, that's my boy. So good luck. That's it. Drop the mic.
Anything to add, Jeff?
Nah, man, Terrence is all about that action, boss. So I mean, that's about it. He said it.
I go out, I play every game like it's my last game, baby. That's it. I didn't get my FPF All-Star nomination this year. I'm a little bit sour about that, eh?
I heard about that. We had that discussion.
It's a little bit soft, by the way, eh? That's a call out at those guys. But I know you guys do good things. But just saying, next year I gotta take
fair.
Storm.
JC, how are you guys gonna celebrate it when you guys win the championship?
I haven't thought about that yet. We got to win the game first.
That's fair. Definitely come by the booth to say hey if you do.
We will be drinking.
And working. Same for Meta Mayhem, by the way. When you guys win, what's the plan for you guys?
Well, it's gonna be the same thing we've been doing all season. We have a date with our friend Mr. Frosty Bronson. So we'll be celebrating with him. He's brought us good luck all season. So
I have Meta Mayhem. I have the most important question for you.
yeah.
Who is the mystery character who's been tweeting in at the Div 3 podcast?
It's been this guy.
Really?
This guy right here.
We have a t-shirt.
Some people know him as number 31.
Absolutely. I want to thank JC Burnett, Ali Barez. I want to thank Terrence Adams, Jeff Moscato of Meta Mayhem for tuning in. GM, what do you think this game will look like?
I think it's going to be a very high-scoring game. It's going to come down to whichever quarterback makes the first mistake. I have to take the earphones out of my ear because all I hear is echo. Exactly. We're honestly, of all the divisions right now, this one is the hardest to call. There's no clear-cut winner in this game. I'm really anticipated to do the play-by-play with you because I know we're both going to have fun. Both players, both teams have household names on them. We're going to see everyone bring their A game, and I'm just delaying time right now to give you the mic again so that you can make a prediction without me having to.
Oh. I was totally going to let you do it first so I can do the coin flip and just do the opposite. I don't know. I don't know if it's just because we've said all season long that Conference A was stronger. I don't see Les Buddies getting beaten in this game. That being said, Men of Mayhem's team's been underestimated all season long, and I'm delaying because I truly don't know who I'm going to pick in this one because I have an article to write, and my pick will be in the article when it comes out later this week. We'll see how Calethris.
Cheap, easy, cheap. What I'm thinking right now is I have a very poor record when I pick against Meta Mayhem, and I have a record of 100% when I pick for them.
That's
and
what
as
it
you know,
is.
everything is ego-based and has nothing to do with whatever fact we have or why we were hired in the first place. So
I was hired from an ego.
with that in mind, and just seeing the cohesion of this team and what great guys they are on and off the field, I'm going to side with Meta Mayhem on this one, but knowing it's going to be less than 4 points between the two, I think we're going to have a repeat of last week where both teams hit 50 points.
I think it'll be a fun game. I'm very interested. Remember, everyone, if you're watching, know that you can come join us at the game. The game itself will be at 5 p.m. at Brossard at Complex. Oh, no, it's not 5. What time is the game?
7 o'clock.
6?
7
o'clock.
7
sorry.
p.m.
At 7 o'clock.
Really, guys? Really?
Our prepared
At Complex
analysts.
Bell. It's funny that none of the media members knew the time, but the players did. So
Get
it's
your
important
popcorn.
because you guys have to be there.
Come on.
We'll, of course, be there
Popcorn.
early setting up. Sorry, times what you saying?
7 o'clock. That's when you get your popcorn ready. Maybe 7:30 at halftime. It's up to you.
That's fair. That's fair. We'll, of course, be there from way before, setting up for the live play-by-play. So come join us live if you can. If not, the game will be posted shortly thereafter. It's always a great spectacle. I'm looking forward towards a great game. Terrence and Jeff, thank you very much. JC.
Thanks for being with us, yeah.
Yeah. JC,
Thanks, guys.
Thank you very
Thanks,
much.
appreciate it.
GM,
good luck
thank
to
you
the bunch.
for all that you've done all season long with me, and I look forward to working with you at the finals. I want to thank anyone who's watching live or anyone who's trying to bear with us while watching this after the fact, after we posted. And, of course, I want to thank you all for letting me be myself.